Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amin, and this video is just basically me giving a rundown of how my week has been. So because I'm getting closer to my graduation period, and this is just my final semester. So for my course I had 5 semesters because I'm taking occupational therapy assistant and physiotherapy assistant program at Fanshawe, and it has 5 semesters, and the last semester is just basically 6 weeks of placement at either a long-term care home, hospital, or clinic. It really depends. So this was week 1 of my placement, and guys, mind you, for me, I'm pretty pissed about this idea of a placement because I'm working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and it's unpaid, mind you. And guess what? I still had to pay school fees on top of that, like thousands of Canadian dollars. I felt like since we're working for free, they might as well not collect any school fees or collect school fees and pay us. But I guess no is our situation. So, anyways, I started my first week of placement at a hospital, and honestly, it has been eye-opening for me. I'm not going to lie, because my kind of person, I do not like hospital for any single thing. Like, I'm this kind of person that even if I'm sick, like seriously sick, I'll actually just self-medicate. I'm not going to lie. Like, I will not go to hospital. I do not like hospital for anything. And to be honest, I feel like what made it worse for me was in 2021 when I came to Canada, and I kind of had a tooth infection. It was a Saturday on Christmas Day 2021. The tooth infection started in the night. It was a tooth pain. I didn't even know it was an infection. I just know I was having this mad pain on my cheek, and it was going straight to my brain. It was horrible. I barely could sleep. I had to overdose on painkillers before it subsided, and it was only getting crazy at night. During the day it wasn't so bad. So I held it for Saturday, held it for Sunday. I'm like, okay, on Monday I'll carry myself and go to my dental clinic, because I was using a private dental clinic then, and I was thinking I'll go there on Monday. I'll just see my dentist and she'll fix me up. And it was winter, because December, obviously winter, snow. I went to like around, I think they were supposed to open 9, so I left home like early because it was like 1 hour's journey from my house. Then I left early, like before 8, to get there before 9. So I'll be like the first person they're seeing as they're opening up. There was nothing on their website indicating they were on holiday, nothing on their door when I got there, like nothing anywhere saying they were not going to open. Like, it was, I think, 27th. They don't open 27th. I think they open like the next day, which is 28th. But I didn't know, so that's how I went. I was like, maybe they're running late. 1 hour, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And I was cold, I was in pain. For me, that was like one of my worst days of my life in the year 2021, to be honest. Like, I honestly cannot have wished that on my worst enemy. Anyways, after waiting for like almost 2 hours, or if not even more, I just Ubered and went to Victoria Hospital, because it was the closest hospital to me. And I went to the emergency. In my head, I'm thinking emergency now, like emergency. So they will answer you fast. Lo and behold, oh my god, I received the shock of my life. I went there, told them my issue, and anyways, they put me to the system and told me to wait. That's how 1 hour became 2 hours, so it became 3 hours, 3 hours became 4 hours. Hey, like I died 1,000 times. I went to and came back to earth. Like, it was that bad. I was crying like a small baby. Like, that's how terrible it was. Because trust me, tooth pains are not the nicest. They're like, I feel like they're the worst sets of pain like an individual could ever experience in this life, honestly speaking. So it was not fun. I had to wait for over 4 hours before I finally got to see the doctor, and they now prescribed me painkiller, not painkillers. I think it was antibiotics, as well as pain meds. And I couldn't even, the sad part of it was, even though they prescribed it there, I couldn't get the drugs there, because here how it works is, even with the right prescription for you, you have to take it in the pharmacy. Not like, I think, not like I'm used to back home. That anyway, I don't go to the hospital much back home, but I'm figuring like back home it's just go to the hospital pharmacy and just get drugs, I guess. But for me, I had to go outside all the way to Shoppers, which was like almost another 40 minutes trip from where I was. And they were like, when I got to like the pharmacy and I gave the prescription to them, I was expecting that they would give me the, what's it called, my drugs like immediately, like back home. But they were like, they have to process it and it used to take almost 1 hour. I'm like, hey, 1 hour, okay, like please, like I mean so much pain and stuff. So eventually they shall process it like within 30 minutes, give me my drugs. That was how I used it. Since then, to be honest, I have been scanned and I have never really gone to hospital for like anything. Like the most I do is go to my school's clinic, which is Father Kennedy Clinic in my school, and it's never really for anything serious. It's mostly like checkups and stuff like that. But honestly, my experiences with hospital has not been the best. Anyway, before I digress, back to what I was saying. So me now finding myself doing my placement at a hospital, I actually thought I was excited, but I thought I was not going to like it because me and hospital, I've just had so much like, nah, it's not my thing. But the truth of the matter is, since I've been there, I've actually enjoyed it, and it's been eye-opening because I've seen lots of people come in with different types of conditions and stuff. And the truth of the matter is, anytime I go home, the only thing I'm saying is Alhamdulillah, like Lord, I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful for the fact that I do not have to use, for example, oxygen mask to breathe. I'm thankful for the fact that everything is okay and working fine with me. There was one time I was seeing like lots of patients with like on the younger population. So I'm seeing like teenagers, 21, 22, which is way younger than me. And honestly, there's this thing I usually hear that if you want to feel grateful for your life, just go to hospital and spend just a day. And the truth of the matter is, I didn't used to think like that thing was actually legit. But the truth of the matter is, right now, honestly, I think it is very legit, because when you go to the hospital and see the amount of lines, catheter lines, the NG tubes, these like saline tubes, like different tubes running to the patient, feeding tubes you can't eat. I am like, you, if you want something, like if I want something, all I have to just to go to the kitchen, walk up something and eat or stuff like that. It makes me truly grateful, like grateful as an individual that part of my body is working properly. So honestly, at this point or at this stage in my life, I strongly believe it. So anyways, that has just been like the whole gist of my week, and it's kind of been crazy because it's been an 8 to 4, so my placement starts 8 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. and it's almost give or take an hour's trip. So I leave home like 7 and I have to get up earlier. So like my first couple of days, I was I got home super exhausted because I'm this kind of person that likes to overdo things, like not overdo, but like do everything back to back, like pack up my day. So on Monday I did like 8 to 4. From there I went to gym. I worked out for like 2 hours. Then I went for kickboxing class 7 to like 7:30. Then karate class 7:30 to 8:15. And I was fasting that day, and I feel like it was a terrible idea, because when I go home, like even to pray, like I was literally almost falling down. My friend was like, I mean, are you sure you're okay? And I was like, no, this is like a terrible idea. Like I'm not supposed to, in as much as I like to do everything and get everything done, I'm not supposed to be overworking myself. So that after I learned my lesson, because I could barely stay awake. That was how drained and exhausted I was. And imagine like you being on your feet the whole day, like apart from during your lunch break, like, and then you come out and you're doing by force by fire, you must carry weight. It was a lot. So how I learned to better manage my time in the coming weeks was just go for my placement 8 to 4, come back home, crash for like an hour or two, and then go back to my karate class. Or yeah, basically my karate class I've been focusing on and keeping gym outside, because that is another form of workout, and that really helped me. Another exciting thing that happened for me this week was on April 20th, I went to Ottawa to do my passport, and it came on Tuesday, that was May 2nd. So I don't think it took like up to 2 weeks. It took approximately, let me check. I think it took about like 6 days, 6 to 7 days, because the Friday and the Monday were public holidays, and I don't even know if they sent it before then or not, or having work, but less than 10 days and my passport got to me. And for me, I think what was crazy for me was the fact that it was like I paid over 300, like approximately like $330, $340. And I was like, that's a lot, kilo day. But I applied for 10 years and 64 pages. I'm like, it's worth it because I'm in London. Luckily for me, I found a ride that took me from London to Ottawa, and we spent about 6.5 hours, like non-stop trip to get to Ottawa. And then coming back, I just did pieces. I found someone, I hitched a ride from the embassy, Nigerian embassy in Ottawa, to Yorkdale Mall. And then Yorkdale Mall, I just booked a ride and shared it with my friend, and we came back to London and left like around 10 in the morning. I didn't get to London till like 6, because anyway, we stopped in Yorkdale Mall, and we were there for like maybe 2 hours or if not more. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do this long trip back and forth. And because then last week at that point, Friday was Salah, and I was like, I wanted to do Salah back in London. So I left Wednesday night at 12 midnight, got to Ottawa on Thursday at 6:30 a.m. did my stuff, and embassy opened by 9. This is what I had to do. Before 10 we were done, and then started our trip back. So it wasn't so bad, and it doesn't take long. Like within 10-15 minutes I was done with my capturing, and I started my journey back. So I feel like it's not a trip I want to like be doing like after 5 years. And I actually did it because I'm going to be applying for my postgraduate work permit, and my passport was expiring in November 2023. And of course, if you apply for postgraduate work permit, whatever information is left on your passport is what they will give you for your validity. Or like it's either that, or if it is 3 years, you're applying for 1 year, whichever one is shorter, that's what they will give to you. And I'm like, I'm eligible for 3 years, so why would I be applying to get like 3 months or 4 months? Like that does not make any sense to me. And yeah, even if it's like 1 year or 2 years before your passport is about to expire, or 1 year and something, as far as if you want to apply for postgraduate work permit or study permit extension, I think it's postgraduate work permit, they would give it to you. So it's just better that you just apply for it and get a fresh passport before you actually apply for your permit. Anyways guys, I've come to the end. I feel like I've rambled so much today, but yeah, let me know how you guys enjoyed today's rambles, I guess. But yeah, so anyway guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more about what is going on in my life. Thank you guys so much. Take care.